Order of operations. So for order of operations, the highest priority has parentheses and exponents, whichever comes first. Okay? Next, multiplication and division. Now, between multiplication and division, there is no preference, no competition. Whichever comes first, from left to right. If first come multiplication, we do multiplication. First come division, we do division. Number 3, addition, subtraction. Between addition and subtraction, there is no competition, whichever comes first. First come addition, we do addition. First come subtraction, we do subtraction. Let's start solving problems. 5 minus 9 squared plus 4 and divide by 4, I'm sorry, and multiply by 4. So here we have and the end parentheses and exponents. So whichever we said come first. First come parentheses, we do parentheses. It's going to be 5 minus 9. It's going to be negative 4, right? Signs are different. We subtract and we put the sign of bigger number. 9 is bigger, so we put negative. Negative 4 squared divided by 4 times 4. Next, negative 4 squared. So again, between parentheses. So yes, although we have parentheses, but we don't have operation in parentheses. So it's just putting negative 4 in parentheses. So next highest priority is going to be exponent. So negative 4 exponent, it's going to be 16, positive 16, because negative 4 times negative 4 divided by 4 times 4. Okay, next is going to be division. Between multiplication and division, no priority, whichever comes first. So 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then times 4, and the final answer is 16. Next one. 4 minus 3 cubed times 4 plus 8. Okay. So, the highest priority here, exponent. So let's see. 4 minus 3 cubed, it's going to be 27. 3 times 3 times 3 times 4 plus 8. Next, highest priority is multiplication. So next we are doing multiplication. It's going to be 4 minus 27 times 4. 4 times 7 is 28, 2 in mind. 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 will be 10. Minus 108 plus 8. Next, we have subtraction addition, so whichever comes first. So first comes subtraction. 4 minus 108. 4 minus 108, positive, negative, we need to subtract. 108 minus 4. Oh, I have here 108. Let me might as well subtract 4. 8 minus 4 is 4, 0, 1. 104, and it's going to be negative because 108 is a bigger number. And again, negative, positive, so we are going to subtract. Let's subtract 8. 14 minus 8 is 6. Here will be left 9. And instead of 1 is 0, that's it. So it's going to be 96 and we put negative because 104 is bigger number. Question number 3. Let me clean this. Question number 3. 9 minus 6 times 2 to power 3 divided by negative 8. Okay, first operation, we're going to do this cube, right? Okay, it's going to be 9 minus 6 times 2 to power 3 is going to be 8. 2 times 2 times 2. And divided by negative 8. What the operation is going to be by priority? Multiplication. And then after that division, because first come multiplication. So we have 9 minus 6 times 8 is 48 divided by negative 8. Next operation, I'm going to do division, because division has higher priority than subtraction. It's going to be 9 minus, now 48 divided by negative 8. We divide, the 48 is positive. I left out this negative. I'm not going to use negative now. I will use later. So 48 divided by negative 8, it's going to be negative 6. Yes? Okay. Next we have opening parenthesis. It's going to be plus 6, right? And 15. Because we have negative in front of parentheses, so with negative we are getting positive. Next one. Number 4. Seven times 8 minus 2 minus 7 squared plus 8 times 2. Okay, so first we are doing what? Subtraction. Minus 2 minus 7 is going to be negative 5 to power 2 plus 8 times 2. Next we are doing exponent. Highest priority is exponent. I would highly recommend from the very beginning write down this priority so you would have it. Okay? All right, so it's going to be 7 times 8 minus negative 5 squared. It's going to be positive 25, right? And plus 8 times 2. Okay, next, this multiplication. If some people are good in order of operation, they can say why I didn't do from the beginning 7 times 8 also and 8 times 2. Because I want to go slow, step by step. Yes, whoever can do it, I'll solve that way. We'll see. So 7 times 8 is 56 minus 25 plus 8 times 2. Okay, next is going to be 8 times 2. From here, 56 minus 25. Oh, multiplication, I'm sorry. Although, well, it wouldn't be a mistake because it's separated, but I don't want to confuse it. You have to feel comfortable to do these things. So 56 minus 25 plus 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, next we are doing subtraction. So 56 minus 25. 6 minus 5 is 1, 5 minus 2 is 3. 31 plus 16. Let me add 16. 1 plus 6, 7. 3 plus 1, 47. Okay? Now let me show the shortcut also, or the faster way to do. But that's, you have to feel comfortable to do this, solve this way. So that's how I would solve myself. 7 times 8 minus 2 minus 7 squared plus 8 times 2. So I would do 7 times 8, 8 times 2, and 2 minus 7 squared right away, because they are connected with addition and subtraction, so I can't move ahead until I do this, clear these multiplications and exponent. So it's gonna be 56. Here would be the 2 minus 7, negative 5 squared will be 25, and then 8 times 2, 16. See, we jumped here, right here. And result would be 47. 56 minus 25 and plus 16. Yeah, but here I went step by step, so you won't get confused. That's just have to solve. When you solve, practice a lot, then you can do it also. Next question, 0.7 plus 0.4 times 0.1 minus 0.3 to power 2. Okay, so first we are doing this subtraction, obviously, in parentheses, because first come parentheses, and only then we'll do exponent. 0.7 plus 0.4, so 0.1 minus 0.3, so 0.3 minus 0.1, it's gonna be 2, 0.2, and sign gonna be negative, yes, because 0.3 is greater than 0.1. So negative 0.2 squared. Next I'm doing square. 0.7 plus 0.4 times 0.2. So 2 to power 2 is going to be 4, right? So here we have one decimal, and then 0.2 times 0.2, then will be total 2 decimals. So will be, this is 4, it's a whole number, and here coming back 2 decimals, 1 and 2. So there we go, 0.04. Okay, let me write here, times 0.04. This negative sign is gone because I'm squaring, therefore it's even one, so it becomes positive. So 0.7 plus 0.4 times 0.04. We are doing here 0.7 plus, so 0.04 times 0.4. 4 times 4 is 16. Now how many zeros at the decimal notations we have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, coming back, 1, 2, 3. 0.016. And we need to add 0.7, whole number under whole number, then decimal, 167, 0.716. 0.716. Question number 6. Over 10 times negative 1 over 6 minus 9 over 10 time plus 1/2. Okay, so first operation is, since we have here multiplication, first operation is going to be our multiplication, which means 3/10 times 1/6. We are going to write down here negative because in the multiplication signs are different. It's going to be negative. 3/10 is positive, 1/6 is negative. So 3 times 1, 10 times 6. 3 and 6 by 3, if I divide 1, 6 by 3 is 2. It's going to be 1/20. Negative 1/20 minus 9/10 plus 1/2. Now, when it's come to fraction, you can go step by step, do this operation, and then this result add to 1/2. But I'm going to show you easier way. If I bring, because it's all subtraction and addition, if I bring all of them to the same common denominator, which is going to be 20, 20, 10, 2. 20 dividable by 20, 20 you can divide by 10, 20 you can divide by 2. So we are bringing to 20. Now, first one we have 20, we don't need to touch. 10 times 2 here to get 20, which means here also times 2. Here also 2 times 10, that's mean here also 2 times 10. What do we get? Negative 1/20 minus 18/20 plus 10/20. Okay, since denominator are the same, so I will get negative 1 minus 18 plus 10. So it's a denominator the same, and I'm combining all this in numerator. So what do we get? Negative 1, negative 18 is negative, let me see, negative 1, negative 18 plus 10. So negative 1, negative 18, it's going to be negative 19. Signs are the same. We are adding, right, and using negative. And then negative 19 plus 10, it's going to be negative 9 because signs are different. We subtract and we use sign of bigger number. 19 is bigger, will be negative 9. So the answer will be negative 9/20. Looking at numerator and denominator, if I can reduce anything, no. 9 and 20, they have nothing in common, so we can divide. Okay, question number 7. Negative 10 divide by 5 plus 4 minus 6. Okay. So negative 10 divided by 5, it's the first operation. It's going to be negative 2, right? Signs are different, so result going to be negative. Plus 4 times negative 6. Okay, that's the second operation we do. 4 times negative 6, because multiplication come first, will be negative 2 minus 4 times negative 6. 6 will be negative 24. And negative 2, negative 24 is negative 26. All right. Next. Question number 8. Negative 3 squared plus 5, 4 minus 8. So first operation, it's going to be negative 3 squared. It's going to be equal negative 9 because we don't have parentheses, remember? negative 3 squared, it's going to be negative 9. But if I do negative 3 squared, it's going to be negative 3 times negative 3. It's going to be positive 9, right? Here, in this case, it's going to be negative 3 times 3. Will be negative 9. Okay? So negative 9 plus 5 times 4 minus 8. Because here we have the exponent first, then parentheses, so therefore we take care of exponent first. Next, I'm taking care of parentheses. It's going to be negative 9 plus 5 times 4 minus 8, going to be negative 4. Signs are different, we subtract, and 8 is greater than 4, we use negative sign. Next, negative 9 plus, actually, 5 times negative 4, it's going to be negative 20. And negative 9, negative 20 is negative 29. Number 9. Seven times 1.7 minus 0.4 minus 1.3. Okay, what operation we are doing first? First we are doing parentheses here. What are the square brackets? It's just when we have already parentheses and we need to another parenthesis, it will be difficult to figure out which parenthesis belongs to which one. Therefore, when you use parentheses, next one it's going to be square bracket. And if you use square bracket also, after that going to come curly braces. That's when parentheses one into another. Okay, so 7 times parentheses 1.7 minus 0.4. 1.7, the one is positive, one is negative. That means we are going to subtract. So it's going to be 1.7 minus 0.4. 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 minus 0 is 1. 1.3. What sign is going to be positive? Because 1.7 is positive. Minus 1.3. Okay, 1.3 minus 1.3 is going to be 0, right? 7 times 0, so the answer is going to be 0. Any number multiplied by 0, it's going to be 0. Next one, question number 10. Absolute value 3 squared minus 37 minus 8 squared negative 3 negative 9. Okay, so first of all we have to take care of its absolute value. So before we take care of absolute value, first, let's solve the problem inside of absolute value. So let's see, 3 squared minus 37. So 3 squared is 9 minus 37. 9 minus 37, so 37 minus 9, it's going to be 28, right? And because 37, we subtract, because 9 is positive, 37 negative, we subtract. 37 minus 9. 27 minus 9, 17 minus 9 is 8. Instead of 2, we have here left 1. Oh, I'm sorry, 37. Okay, 37, therefore here will be left 2, which means it's going to be 2. Okay, and it's going to be negative 28, because 37 is bigger and it has negative sign. And absolute value of negative 28 is positive 28. So here we have 28 minus 8 squared over negative 3, negative 9. Okay, next. 8 squared, I'm doing 8 squared. It's going to be 28 minus 8 squared is 64 over negative 3, negative 9, it's going to be negative 27, negative 12. Negative 9 equal negative 12, because both of them are negative, we are adding, and we put negative sign, because both of them are negative. Next, we are doing 28 minus 64. So, let's see. So, 64 minus 28. 14 minus 8 is 6. Here we have left 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. 36. And it's going to be negative, yes? Instead of putting on the top, I put right in the middle of fraction and dividing by negative 12. So negative is going to be positive, right? Since a fractional line is a division, we already know that, right? So 36 divided by 12, it's going to be 3. So the answer is going to be positive 3. Next question. 11. We are halfway through. We have 20 problems to go. So 27 plus 3 times 2 squared minus 1. 4 times 5 minus 17. Okay. So let's see. First operation, I'm raising square. Since we already know it's 4, 2 squared is 4, so we might as well do this subtraction also. So 27 plus 3 times 2 to power 2 is 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. Now in denominator also I can do this multiplication, 4 times 5. It's going to be 20 minus 17. Okay, next I'm doing this multiplication. 27 plus 3 times 3 is 9. And 27 in denominator, it has nothing to do with numerator. I can subtract. 20 minus 17 is going to be 3. So 27 plus 9, let's see. 7 plus 9 is 16, 1 in mind. We have 2 and 1 will be 36. 36 over 3. And the answer 36 divided by 3 is 12. Let me show you. 36 divided by 3. So first number 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. Minus 0 here. Bringing down this 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 12. Question number 12. Eight times 4 plus 3 plus twice 7 minus 5. 5 times 7 minus 3 minus 2 to power 4. Okay, let's start doing. So we have two parentheses, therefore I can do both parentheses. They don't depend on each other, so I can do it. So it's going to be, and I can do it at the same time this parenthesis here also. So 8 times 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 times 7 minus 5 is 2. Next. Oh, we have here this 2 to power 4. I can do this 2 to power 4 also at the same time, because they don't depend on each other. It's a two separate operations, and then we are going to combine. So it's going to be 5 times 7 minus 3, it's going to be 4, and minus 2 to power 4, it's going to be 16. See how much we simplified right away. All right, next. I am doing this multiplication. I can do this multiplication, and I can do this multiplication. Why? Because 8 times 7 has nothing to do with 2 plus 2, 2 times 2. You separately multiply both, and then you put them together because it's addition between them. 8 times 7, 56, plus 2 is 4. 5 times 4 is 20, and minus 16. So what do we get? 56 plus 4 is 60. 20 minus 16 is 4. Okay, 60 divided by 4. Let's divide. 60 divided by 4. 6 divided by 4, 1 times. 1 times 4 is 4. Remainder is 2. Bringing down this 0. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So the answer is 15. Next one. Question number 13. Okay. $32 minus 4 times 3 plus 9. So first operation we are doing is multiplication. So 32 minus 12 plus 9. Next operation we are doing this subtraction. It's going to be 32 minus 12. It's going to be 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2, 20. Plus 9. And lastly, it's going to be 29. 20 plus 9, it's going to be 29. Okay? All right. Next one. Question number 14. Question number 14. 14 minus 3 plus 2. First operation, 14 minus 3. It's going to be equal 11 plus 2. And the solution is 13. Number 15. Okay, we have word problem here. Number 15. In January 2007, I might type it. And I can type it through Siri. Okay. I'm going to stretch it longer. Okay. Next. Incorrect? He's typing, I apologize. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Parse. All right. So, what do we have? 4 eagle. Scores on the whole, -2. Number of times the score occurred, it was twice. Now for birdies, yeah, for -1 score in whole, the number of times the score occurred is 3. Next, par, it's a 0 score. Number of times the score occurred, it's 12 times. And bogey, +1, and the number of times it's occurred is 1. So, what I'm going to do, practically I'm going to take this amount of times happened to the score -2, and then plus 3 times -1, and then plus 12 times 0, and then plus 1 times +1. So let's write down and solve it. So twice -2 plus 3 times -1 plus 12 times 0, and then plus 1 times 1. Okay, so let's see. 2 times -2 is 4. Okay, 3 times -1 is -3. 12 times 0 is 0, and here is +1. So 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. But it most likely your question will ask only to write down the expression of the score as a sum. This one, like we did. We'll ask to write down only this. Okay? All right, question number 16. So what do we have? Rectangular table. All right. Rectangular table is twice as long. Table is twice as long as it's wide, as it is wide. So twice as long as it is wide. So if I take width as an x, then length is going to be twice as long, right? 2x. So let's write down width is x and length is 2x. One more time. A rectangular table is twice as long as it is wide. So if I take a wide is x, then length is going to be 2x. What is the perimeter of the table? What is perimeter? Perimeter, it's when you take the length, entire length of this table. Width plus length of all these four sides, add them together. So perimeter, the formula for perimeter is equal. Since we have two lengths, it's going to be 2 times length, and then plus we have 2 widths, 2 times width. Yes? So perimeter is going to be equal, and it's given that perimeter it's measured, and the perimeter of table is measured 4.5 by 8. What is the okay, it's asking what is the perimeter for the rectangle. I'll repeat one more time the question. So giving this table, and it want to find out one second. .5 feet by 9 feet. Okay. So let's read the problem one more time. A rectangular table is twice as long as it is wide. What is the perimeter of table that measures 4.5 feet by 9.8? So, what we are going to do first? First, we are going to find out perimeter for this. We are going to find out perimeter for this rectangle. P is equal twice. My length is how much? 9 feet, right? Times 9. Or I can put also here, I can rewrite this way also. It's equal twice length, take as a common factor these two, plus width. I can do this way also. Not a big deal. Okay. So twice 9 plus 4.5, because length is 9, width is 4.5. Okay. So from here, 9 plus 4.5 I write down this way because decimal it goes this way. It's 5. 9 plus 4 is 20 is 13. I'm already multiplying in my mind. Multiplying by 2. 9 plus 4 is 13. Okay, so and then this was this one. 2 times 13.5. Let's multiply by 2. 2 times 5 is 10, 1 in mine, 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 will be 7, and 2 times 1 is 2. We have here only one decimal notation, so if I'm coming from here, will be only 27. So perimeter is equal 27 feet. Okay. Practically this we didn't even need to write down. I don't know why they put so many. We didn't even need. We could survive without this. Okay. Question number 17. All right. What do we have? We have circle. Okay. We have diameter. All right. Well, this is the center. And diameter is 27.3. centimeters. So we need to find the length of the radius. This is our radius. When the radius and circumference. We need to find circumference. What is circumference? It's sort of like perimeter for a rectangle, meaning we need to find the length of this circle, of this circle, see? The length of this circle. So, circumference is at the equal 2 pi r. Pi is a constant that is equal 3.14. That is a constant. Everywhere you see pi, you are going to use 3.14. Now, radius, I could put this formula also in red color because those are formulas. Radius is equal diameter divided by 2. Our diameter is given 27.3. Diameter, it's the line that connect, it goes through, in the circle that goes through center. Okay, so obviously since we have diameter, we can easily find out radius. Radius is going to be equal 27.3 divided by 2. Let's divide. 27.3 dividing by 2. Taking this 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. It's 2. Next, bringing down 7. 7 divided by 2 will be 3 times 6. But because here we have decimal notation, I put here also decimal notation. Remainder is 1. Bringing down this 3 now. 13 divided by 2, it's going to be 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Remainder is 1. So 13.6, let me write down, 13.6 and remainder is 1 over 2, right? This remainder. Let me move it first. After we use it, I will clean it. Okay, so we get 13.6, and then this is going to be 1 over 2, so it's going to be, okay, let me add one more zero, divide all the way, because it's decimal notation. After that, I can add as many zeros as I want. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so 13.65. Okay, centimeters. This is our radius. Next, we are going to find out circumference, because in circumference we have pi, we have radius. All we have to do, find out circumference, which is gonna be 2 times 3.14 and then times 13.65. Okay, 2 times 3.14, let me see, 3.14 times 2. Why I don't do 2 times 3.14? Because I have to multiply 3 digits here. Here will be easier, I multiply only 2. So 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2, decimal point. 2 times 3 is 6. So here I'm getting 6.28 times 13.65. Okay, since this is too long to multiply, to save time, I will use calculator, and it's going to be 85.72 2 centimeters. All right. And besides of that, it's asking us to find also the area. Find the area. Let me add here also. We need to find the area. So the area for circle is equal pi r squared, which means we have pi, we have r, so area is going to be equal, pi is 3.14 times r squared. R is 13.65 squared. So if you multiply all these, square it, first you have to do square obviously, and then multiply 3.14, and result you should get 585.05 centimeter square. Okay. Question number 18. We have diamond. Okay, one side is 13, which means everywhere is 13 because the diamond has the same side here, 13 and 13. And we need to find the area. Area is equal one side multiplied by another side, which is 13 times 13, and it's going to be 169 feet squared. I can show you multiplication. 13 times 13, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3, then 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1, 9, 3 plus 3 is 6, and 169. Okay, feet squared. Moving to question number 19. Question number 19. What do we have? We have triangle. Okay. So the height, this is height, is equal 17 inches. And the side length here, I can put L, is equal 20 inches. So what do we need to find? We need to find the area. The formula for area in triangle is equal 1/2 the height times base. Let me put as a B so it will be more understandable. Base. What did I do? Okay. Base. B times H times B. Base. Okay. So area is equal 1/2 times 17 times 20. So when I multiply, I can represent 17 over 1, 20 over 1, and I will get 1 times numerators multiply by each other, denominator, like that. So I can reduce 2 and 20 by 2. This will be 1 by 2, 20 by 2 will be 10. And I have 1 times 17 times 10. 17 times 10 is 170. It's going to be inches square. Okay, or inch squared. And the last question. We have rectangle. That's not what I wanted. There we go. So that's a length because it's under angle. Let me see if I can do it better. I need more under angle. Going to do by hand. Maybe I will do better by hand. Okay. All right, so what do we have? This side is 1.8 centimeters. Height is 5.2. Okay, so we need to find the area. Area for rectangle is equal length times height or width. It's the same thing in some cases because it's standing now. So okay, so what it's going to be equal, area is going to be equal 5.2. Let me write first the way I put down there. I first put length, here is 1.8 times 5.2. So let's multiply. 5.2 times 1.8. 8 times 2 is 16, 1 in mind. 8 times 5 is 40, and 1, 41. Next, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 5 is 5. If I add, I'm getting 6 3, and 9. So I have two decimal points, not notation, 1 and 2. So if I come 1 and 2, it will be 9.36. 36 centimeters squared. Okay, we're done. Since we have here a lot of multiplication, I will put reference at the end of the video to multiplication with decimal notations, okay? So to help you out if somebody needs help. Okie dokie. See you in the next video. Bye.